Ukraine's counteroffensive against invading Russian forces continues. According to the Institute for the Study of War, quote, the Ukrainian counteroffensive in Kharkiv Oblast is routing Russian forces and collapsing Russia's northern Donbass axis. In less than a week, Ukrainian forces have retaken some 3,000 square kilometers. That's more Ukrainian territory than Russia has seized since April. Also striking is the chaotic manner of the Russian retreat in the Kharkiv region, suggesting both poor morale and poor military leadership.
I believe that this winter is a turning point, and it can lead to the rapid deoccupation of Ukraine. We see how the Russian forces are fleeing in different directions. If we were a little stronger with weapons, we could deoccupy faster.
The territorial gains are strategically significant because they complicate Russia's ability to reinforce its troops. To help visualize, one only has to look at the latest map from ISW and Critical Threats, which is an American Enterprise Institute project. In red, Russian forces on August 31st. 11 days later, a very different picture. And crucially, the offensive vindicates Ukraine's assurances that with enough advanced Western weapons, it could retake territory. After Ukraine's early victory in defense of Kyiv, the US and Europe let Russia gain an artillery advantage in the Donbass. But once the US supplied longer-range rockets and artillery, it's become a much more even fight.
Our goal is to continue to support them. And we've all been impressed by what we've seen.
Russia's response to recent losses has been to attack power stations in Kharkiv and other cities. Here, Tech 5, the country's second largest heat and power plant, can be seen in flames. Such attacks leave cities in darkness and cut power to hospitals. It only hurts civilians. Also troubling are the increasing attacks further south near the Zaporizhia plant, which is Europe's largest nuclear power facility, and where Fox News reports engineers have been working to shut down the last operational reactor.
There are references to offensives, counter-offensives. I don't want to get into that because it's not my domain, but it is obvious and we all know it. And everybody acknowledges it.
Since his so-called special military operation began, Vladimir Putin has proved himself capable of anything, and that means that nuclear weapons can't be ruled out.
The use of battlefield nukes is part of standard Russian military doctrine, so rather than lose in a humiliating fashion, Putin may calculate whether the military benefits are worth the risks. The question is, are Western leaders actually considering how they'd respond should Putin go nuclear, or are they burying their heads in the sand?
In the event of a nuclear escalation, the radiation fallout could reach NATO territory. It's an awful prospect, but that's why we hope Western leaders are making clear to Mr. Putin that he'd become a global pariah should he take such a step.
After decades of Western complacency, what we're seeing today, and that's to say dictators on the march, is hardly a surprise. But a nuclear escalation in these circumstances can never be accepted as normal warfare. Once again, the pressure is back on NATO to increase military aid and let Ukraine take the fight inside Russia.